Echoes of wisdom, where your spiritual journey begins.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving headfirst into a topic that's been shrouded in mystery, conspiracy theories, and just a whole lot of fascinating history. Freemasonry. You know, the secret handshakes, the hidden symbols, the whispers of world domination.
Oh, John, don't even get me started. Every time I hear Freemasonry, my mind immediately jumps to Nicolas Cage in National Treasure, or some shadowy cabal meeting in a dark, dusty lodge, planning global events. It's wild how much popular culture has shaped our perception, isn't it?
Absolutely, Julie. And that's exactly why I'm so excited for this episode. We hear so much, but how much of it is actually true? Is it truly a secret society or just a society with secrets? I mean, what even is Freemasonry beyond the myth?
Excellent question, Alice. And that's where we need to start. At its core, Freemasonry is one of the oldest and largest fraternal organizations in the world. It's a society focused on moral and ethical self-improvement, using allegories and symbols, primarily from the stonemason's craft, to teach lessons about morality, ethics, and brotherly love.
So like a self-help group with really old traditions and cool symbolism?
In a very simplified way, you could say that. But it's much more than that. It's about building character, both individually and collectively. The building metaphor is central. Think about how a stonemason constructs a physical building. Freemasons believe in constructing a better self, a better community, a better society, metaphorically.
That makes a lot of sense. So where did it all begin? Because those symbols and rituals feel ancient.
Indeed they do, and the roots are ancient. While some trace elements back to biblical times, the formalized structure we recognize as Freemasonry today really solidified in the early 18th century, specifically with the formation of the Grand Lodge of England in 1717. But it evolved from medieval guilds of stonemasons, who were called operative masons because they literally operated with stone.
Wait, so actual builders? Like guys with hammers and chisels?
Exactly. These operative masons had secrets of their trade, how to cut stone, build arches, construct magnificent cathedrals. They developed passwords, signs, and grips to identify themselves as skilled craftsmen when traveling to different towns looking for work. This was crucial for ensuring quality and preventing imposters. Over time, as cathedral building waned, these guilds started accepting speculative masons, men who weren't stonemasons by trade but were interested in the moral and philosophical aspects of the craft.
Ah, so the transition from literal building to metaphorical building, that's a clever evolution. And it happened around the Enlightenment, right? That period of reason and intellectual growth.
Precisely. The Enlightenment was a fertile ground for Freemasonry. It emphasized reason, tolerance, and individual liberty, values that resonated deeply with Masonic principles. Many prominent figures of the Enlightenment, like Voltaire, Montesquieu, and even some of America's founding fathers, were Masons.
That's mind-blowing. So it's not just a dusty old relic. It's got real historical significance. But let's talk about the degrees. That's another big mystery for a lot of people. What are they?
The degrees are fundamental to understanding Freemasonry. They're essentially progressive steps, or stages of initiation and instruction. Think of them as levels in a curriculum. The vast majority of Freemasons belong to what's called the Blue Lodge, or Craft Lodge, which confers the 3 fundamental degrees.
Okay, the Blue Lodge. What are those 3 degrees?
They are Entered Apprentice, Fellow Craft, and Master Mason. Each degree is a moral drama, using allegory and symbolism to teach specific lessons about personal conduct, ethics, and a Mason's relationship to God and humanity. They're designed to be experienced, not just explained.
So it's not like you just read a textbook. You're actually participating in something?
Exactly. The lessons are imparted through a series of rituals, lectures, and symbolic acts. The Entered Apprentice degree focuses on purification and preparation, teaching humility and the importance of self-control. The Fellowcraft degree expands on intellectual pursuits, emphasizing the arts and sciences and a broader understanding of the world. And the Master Mason degree, which is the highest of the Blue Lodge degrees, centers on the concept of mortality, integrity, and the enduring nature of truth and honor.
That sounds incredibly profound, actually. It's less about a secret society plotting things and more about an internal journey of self-discovery and moral development. It's almost philosophical.
It is very philosophical, and once a man becomes a Master Mason, he's considered a full member of the fraternity and has access to all its rights and privileges. For many, that's where their Masonic journey concludes, but for others, there are further avenues for exploration, which brings us to what are known as the appendant bodies, or additional rights.
Ah, the Scottish Rite and the York Rite. This is where it gets even more confusing for outsiders. Are they completely separate organizations?
Not entirely separate, but they are distinct paths that Master Masons can choose to pursue if they want to deepen their understanding of Masonic philosophy. You must be a Master Mason first. Think of the Blue Lodge as college and the Rites as graduate school. They don't offer higher degrees in the sense of authority, but rather additional degrees that elaborate on the lessons of craft masonry.
So different specializations, essentially. Let's start with the Scottish Rite, because that one sounds very grand and mysterious.
It does, doesn't it? The Scottish Rite is probably the best known of the appendant bodies. Despite its name, it didn't originate in Scotland, but rather in France in the mid-18th century, evolving into its current form largely in America. It's a system of degrees from the 4th all the way up to the 32nd degree, with the 33rd degree being an honorary one awarded for exceptional service.
33 degrees. That's a lot of learning. What do they focus on?
The Scottish Rite degrees are largely philosophical and historical. They're presented as dramatic plays, rich in symbolism and allegory, exploring universal themes like civic duty, patriotism, ethics, and a deeper understanding of human nature and divine purpose. They draw from various historical periods and cultures, offering different perspectives on Masonic teachings.
So it's like a theatrical journey through moral philosophy? That actually sounds really engaging, much more than a typical lecture.
That's exactly it. They're designed to be immersive experiences. There are two main jurisdictions of the Scottish Rite in the United States, the Northern Masonic jurisdiction and the Southern jurisdiction, with slight variations in their degree structures and organizational nuances, but the core teachings remain consistent.
Okay, so Scottish Rite is all about dramatic philosophical lessons. What about the York Rite? How does that differ?
The York Rite is another pathway for Master Masons, and it's organized into 3 separate but sequential bodies, each with its own set of degrees. Unlike the Scottish Rite, which has a continuous numbered sequence, the York Rite branches out.
3 separate bodies, you say? Tell us more.
The first body is the Chapter of Royal Arch Masons. This continues the story left off in the Master Mason degree, often called the completion of ancient craft masonry. It consists of 4 degrees, and they generally explore themes of lost knowledge and its recovery, drawing heavily from the construction of the Second Temple. Then, after the Royal Arch, a Mason can join the Council of Royal and Select Masters, also known as Cryptic Masons. This body has 3 degrees, and its stories typically take place between the First and Second Temples, focusing on the preservation of sacred knowledge.
So one is about finding knowledge, and the other about preserving it. It's like a whole extended universe of Masonic lore.
Precisely. And finally, after completing the council degrees, a Mason can then join the Commandery of Knights Templar. This is the body that often catches people's attention because it requires members to be Christian and takes a distinctly chivalric and Christian-oriented path. The degrees here are based on the historical military order of the Knights Templar, focusing on defending the Christian faith and embodying knightly virtues.
That's a significant distinction, requiring members to be Christian for the Knights Templar. So while Freemasonry generally requires belief in a supreme being, not necessarily Christian, the York Rite's commandery does have that specific religious requirement.
Exactly. That's a key point. Mainstream Freemasonry is not a religion and is open to men of all faiths, as long as they believe in a supreme being, but the Commandery of Knights Templar within the York Rite is specifically Christian.
This is so much more intricate than I ever imagined. It's not just one thing, it's a whole system with different pathways. So moving back to the myths for a second, with all these degrees and rites, it's easy to see why people get the impression of a deep, dark conspiracy. Are they trying to take over the world?
That's the big one, isn't it? the New World Order myth. The truth is, Freemasonry is explicitly non-political and non-sectarian. Lodges are places where men of different backgrounds, political views, and even religions can come together and find common ground. Discussing politics or religion in a lodge is actually forbidden.
Which makes perfect sense if their goal is unity and brotherhood. You can't achieve that by debating divisive topics. It sounds almost like an escape from the outside world's divisions.
Exactly. The conspiracies often stem from the fact that prominent historical figures, including many world leaders and influential thinkers, were Masons. People connect the dots, wrongly assuming that their Masonic affiliation dictated their political actions, rather than seeing it as a personal philosophical pursuit that might have influenced their character and values.
So they weren't secretly controlling governments. They were just individuals who happened to be part of a fraternal organization and also happened to be influential in their own right.
Precisely. And as for being a secret society, Masons would generally say they are a society with secrets. Their meeting places are usually well known, their members don't hide their affiliation, and their charitable work is often public. The secrets are primarily the modes of recognition, the signs, grips, and passwords, and the rituals themselves, which are kept private to maintain their impact and significance for those undergoing them.
That's a crucial distinction. It makes perfect sense that you wouldn't want to spoil the experience of the degrees by publishing all the details beforehand. It's like not wanting to know the ending of a movie or the plot twists of a good book.
Exactly. And the commitment to charity is a huge, often overlooked aspect of Freemasonry. Masonic organizations globally contribute millions to various charitable causes every year, from hospitals and children's homes to scholarships and disaster relief. Many Masonic temples even host community events.
That's something you never hear about in the conspiracy theories. It's always about the hidden power, never the open philanthropy. It really reframes the whole image for me.
Me too. So in modern times, what's the appeal? Why do men still join Freemasonry today?
I think the appeal remains largely the same. In a world that can feel increasingly disconnected, Freemasonry offers a sense of brotherhood and community. It provides a structured path for self-improvement, emphasizing moral values and personal integrity. Plus, the ritual and history are incredibly rich and provide a deep sense of connection to a tradition stretching back centuries.
It sounds like a place to find mentorship, structure, and a purpose beyond just daily life, and maybe a little bit of that historical intrigue still draws people in.
Definitely. It's about building a better man, who in turn builds a better family, a better community, and ultimately a better world. That's the core message, whether you're an entered apprentice or navigating the symbolic depths of the Scottish or York Rites.
Well, John, Julie, this has been an absolutely fascinating journey. You've definitely demystified a lot of the secrets for me, and in doing so, made it even more intriguing. It's less about the grand conspiracies and more about the grand pursuit of self-improvement and brotherhood.
I second that, Alice. My national treasure brain has been officially upgraded. Thanks for shedding so much light on such an enduring and often misunderstood organization.
My pleasure, both of you. It's a topic that really deserves a fair hearing, away from the sensationalism. Hopefully we've given our listeners a clearer picture of what Freemasonry truly is and why it continues to captivate and inspire. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and maybe, just maybe, keep an eye out for those square and compasses. You might see them in a whole new light.